歡迎收睇美國專訊。喺高樓大廈上嘅太陽能發電機開始喺美國嘅綠色電網當中發揮作用啦。下俾記者拉南喺紐約嘅報導。隨住各國受到全球氣候變暖同熱浪威脅，好多人正在研究減少碳排放量嘅解決方案。科學家認為碳排放係造成高溫嘅原因，解決方案之一係喺美國空蕩蕩嘅城市屋頂上。
The heat wave, especially this week, has been extreme. It's been extreme in Europe and all around the world as well. I personally care a lot about the environment, and so I'm trying to build a really urban-centric clean energy company to help mitigate climate change.
好似紐約布魯克林區呢一類緊湊型太陽能農場，將佢嘅電力反饋到公用事業電網，提供一種可供所有客戶共享嘅綠色能源。
We're acting as sort of a mini power plant on a rooftop to put as much energy, clean energy, into the grid as possible. 呢個屋頂系統產生嘅電力被傳輸到呢一座建築物嘅地下室，之後直接輸入紐約市嘅電網系統。So the power is coming from the roof through this conduit. It's all DC power. It runs through into the inverters. The inverters then convert it from DC, direct current, to AC, alternating current. So it goes from the inverters, gets combined, and then goes over to our solar meter. This is where the utility company can tell exactly how much solar is generated. 一旦能量被送入電網，佢就會同所有客戶共享。呢種創建社區太陽能嘅過程正喺整個美國發展起嚟。美國22個州同首都華盛頓制定咗支持使用社區太陽能嘅政策。不過科學家想知道社區太陽能同太陽能本身是否可以跟上發展步伐。
I don't know, but I think we need it, even if it provides a small piece of the pie.
莫迪話：形勢嚴峻，每個人都需要採取行動。
The urgency of climate change, and many people are even just calling it a climate crisis. And look at the heat wave we are in. If lots and lots of people do small things, it can add up.
可再生能源大約佔美國發電量嘅2成，太陽能對總發電量嘅貢獻唔夠3%。但係隨住拜登總統承諾喺2035年前實現發電零碳排放量，加上呢類社區太陽能農場嘅幫助，呢啲數字肯定會上升。記者拉南紐約市報導。小提琴係世界上最流行嘅樂器之一。我哋嘅記者俊蘇最近採訪咗一名家族從事製作小提琴已經幾代嘅技師。
I'm working on the channel that sits right next to where the purfling will go on the instrument. I make violins, I repair them and restore them, and I do work on violin, violoncello bows as well. And I have a workshop in Alexandria, Virginia. I grew up with the violin. I began playing the violin at 3 years old and studied with my father and would play with him the violin. It's been in my family for 5 generations now, since the late 1800s. The first violin that I'm aware of that my great-great-grandfather made was made in 1895. This is a copy of my great-great-grandfather's violin-making brochure that was printed around 1910 or so. This is what he would have given out to potential clients. This is a picture of Otis, my great-great-grandfather, and his son, my great-grandfather Harold. This is a picture of one of his instruments. It's actually fairly rare to have a colorized photograph from that era, so he went to considerable expense to make the brochure. Most of the tools that I have on the bench right now are tools that I inherited from my grandfather. Some of them are even from my great-great-grandfather before him. I learned the skills partly from my grandfather when I would visit in Erie, Pennsylvania, where he had his home workshop. And as I got into college, I started attending violin repair workshops to learn more about repair techniques. So I've got 2 bows and a violin. Now I have a few other repairs right now that I'm working on, but as soon as I'm done with those, then I can get started on these, and I'll give you a call as soon as everything is ready.
Great, thank you so much.
I hope that by working on instruments of all kinds for all types of players, I can provide something to the violin world that will live on beyond me. And I also hope that in doing that work, I can preserve and extend the tradition that comes from my ancestors that I love and admire, and pass that on to future generations. Can you take a long bow?
多謝收睇美國專訊，下次嘅節目時間再見。